Thank you. Right, another locally inspired song for this next one. Tyneham, just down the way. We do love that little place, much as we love Studland as well. But yeah, it's got such a fascinating history behind it, and you can't help but be moved when you're walking around. For those of you who don't know, if anybody doesn't know about Tyneham, until the Second World War, it was a perfectly working village, full of people. But in 1943, the Ministry of Defence thought that the war would soon be over within a couple of days. They thought just a few short.
They quite thought a couple of days, in fairness.
They had some plans. They thought it would be over pretty soon, but they needed people to vacate the houses because really they needed the land to practice with their new tanks and preparing for the D-Day landings, which they thought weren't going to be 2 years away.
Which is probably where that bomb came from.
Yeah, actually. It's landed when
they did a lot of live ordnance stuff out on Studland Beach, which is why you do find bits and bobs kind of floating around out there. But there you go. Anyway, so we kind of wrote this song about it's a fictional encounter between one of the old residents and someone who visits the village as you can, and the resident says, look, even though they said they were going to give it back and they lied to us, I don't actually mind, because that was our sacrifice. And actually, in the face of so many greater sacrifices than giving up your home, it seems like a pretty small one to have made. But you make damn sure that you enjoy the freedom that was bought and paid for by people like us and so many millions of others, because when they come knocking on your door one day, you want to make sure that you have enjoyed your time where you are. And so it's a pretty miserable song.
We do write cheery numbers, us two. So.
Not many. But yeah, we did toy with the title The Eternal Misery of Mankind. But we went with something a little lighter. So we called this For a Time.
As I walked late down Tyneham Way, I met a man grown old and grey. His house was scarred and tumbled down. We stopped to talk about his town for a time. We'd given first our only sons to foreign fields and distant guns, then gave the very land you see, assured that it would only be for a time.